Don't compare yourself and honor the journey that you are on. Like, hey, put your blinders on, stay consistent.
Yeah.
Don't compare yourself because the journey you're on is meant to be your own journey.
Right.
And you will eventually get there. Just stay at it.
Welcome back to the Cash Flow Podcast, the podcast where we talk about turning properties into profits. I'm your host, Jayson Yoss. And before we get to my special guest, I want to take just a minute to thank our sponsors. Daniels Plumbing, servicing all of Orange County, San Diego County, and the Inland Empire. And Rainforest Plumbing, Heating and Air, servicing all of Maricopa County, Phoenix, Scottsdale, and beyond. Without your support, we wouldn't be able to do this. Thank you guys. We appreciate it. Now, my special guest, Raquel Abrams.
Hello.
It's so good to have you on.
It's so good to be here.
Just back from vacation, looking absolutely stunning.
Thank you.
Super excited to have you on. Before we get into the details, I just want, so Raquel from the Oppenheim Group,
Yep.
and been in real estate 4+ years.
Yeah.
Tell me, how did this calling come to you? We could be surfing, but instead we're doing real estate.
Yeah. Gosh, 4 years ago or 4.5 years ago, I was like working corporate America.
Yikes.
Hated my
Yikes.
life. Like actually hated it. I think a lot of people in corporate America don't talk about it as much, but it's like you're in the rat race. And my personality type, it just didn't work for that setting. So I was like, what can I do? What can I do? And real estate kind of just fell in my lap. Like it really did. Like a lot of people were like, hey, have you considered this route? And I was like, no, it's commission based.
Sure.
That feels scary.
Yeah.
I can't do it. So I kind of took a leap of faith, took the exam, which is really hard, by the way, like really hard. I'm a horrible test taker, and I passed it the first time, and I cried my eyes out. I was like, I can't believe I passed the exam. This is a sign. Like I have to do this. And that's kind of how it happened.
Now, you could do anything. I mean, you could be selling apartments, commercial, industrial buildings. Like, why residential and beautiful luxury residential? How'd you choose that?
I'm a people person. I love building relationships with people. I've been that way since I was a kid. Like, it's very easy for me to go up to a stranger and have a conversation. And I think there was that aspect of it. I come from like a sales background in the tech world.
Right.
And I just was like, okay, I already have this skill set of talking to people. And I know I've always been fond of and have a passion for interior design and like home decor. I just that's very important to me. That's where I put a lot of my money into is my home. Right. And I was like, how can what do I do with these? And then again, I just decided to merge them together, and real estate was like the perfect thing for that, you know?
It makes, especially when you talk about home design, that catches so many people's eye, but especially when every time you look at a property, you're just imagining how good it can be.
Oh my gosh, it's so fun. Like going in there and like having a blank slate, or like taking a home, because a lot of my clients are like millennials. And so, they're buying like entry level properties. Sure. And so they're not necessarily the most like crazy looking properties to start, but we go in there and like we start to visualize together what it could look like. And that's like the fun part of it. So I could use my creativity to help them out.
That is, and speaking about ostentatious, platforms and design, being with the Oppenheim Group, what made you choose such a high profile office, such a forefront setting to be a part of your career?
That was honestly really came out of the blue. I did not know that was going to be my path. I was working for a small brokerage here in San Diego, and I remember watching, they're selling Sunset, selling the OC, and I wasn't a fan of selling Sunset. I started watching selling the OC, and I'm watching all these beautiful women crush it just an hour and a half away from San Diego. And I'm like, wait, if they could do that, I could do that, because I was just selling, smaller caliber properties, and I just got really excited about it. And I kid you not, when I finished that season, I had binge watched it for a week, and a month later, my client called me out of the blue and was like, hey, I want to purchase this property. Can we go check it out? And I'm like, okay. And I look up the listing agent. It's someone from the Oppenheim Group. I'm like, this is wild. They're not in San Diego. Yeah. And long story short, I did a deal with the listing agent, and I was like, this feels so exciting, for what they stand for and the credibility they have. I want this. And it just kind of like unfolded in the best way.
It's true. LA is like, you got to bring your passport. That's far away from us San Diegans, but Orange County is just up the road.
Yeah.
So if I can understand when they were making that move south, if they're doing it there, we can do it here.
Yeah, it felt really relatable and just like easy, like tangible, right? Like I'm
Right.
like, they're literally down the street.
I
could do it.
I love that. Does
Yeah.
when you're a part of an A-player brand like that, do you also, stepping up your own game, do you look at mentorship? Do you have somebody that you lean on to?
Oh, yeah,
Has
for
it helped throughout your career?
You have to. I didn't realize that early on. I think I got really lucky with the team I started with. They literally taught me everything I needed to know about real estate within like a 12-month period that would probably take the average agent like 3 years to learn. Wow. So it was consolidated and condensed. But so I did have support off the bat, and now like I hired a mentor about like a year ago. So yeah, like 3 years into the business, and it's the best decision I could have ever made. I obviously would have loved to have started sooner, but it came in the perfect time, and my mentor has helped me like 3x my business, and it's been the best investment, and I really recommend people doing it. It's wild.
I'm a believer, so I'm going to back you on that.
Yeah.
If you have someone who's already forged those paths and can give you some direction and guidance, it's huge.
Yeah, avoid trial and error. She already did it, so I'm like, I'll pick the pieces that worked for you.
Right. All of this coming together, especially now as we're heading into 2026, or we're in 2026, what is your real estate, specifically your client philosophy been? It's not 2020 anymore. So what are we doing to be able to take care of our clients?
Yeah, it's just relationship building.
Okay.
Like that is like my philosophy. That's the core of my business, is like building genuine, authentic relationships with people. I just find that people are way more receptive to that. Like no one likes to be sold to. I hate it, right? I think about car salesmen, or like just like, I don't even know. I was calling Verizon the other day to like ask about a problem I had with my account. They're trying to upsell me. I'm like, leave me alone. Like I just like, can you be human and help me out, you know? So that like I've taken my experiences from all these other horrible salespeople and I've been like, what can I do differently? And I think it's just, again, relationship building is the core, and creating genuine, authentic connection to have people trust me, and also, of course, have a sprinkle of my professional specialty of real estate. And so it just blends, and it's been successful. Because
you're so personable and you're so lovely to talk to, does that help build instant credibility and trust when you build that, when you have that relationship?
I'd like to think so, right? I mean, I don't know for sure, right? Ask like my clients who I've met at like all my open houses. So I feel like historically, if I look back, all the business I've gotten, honestly, like 95% is open houses, strangers. So I have to think that I'm doing something right if I'm literally meeting someone for like 15 minutes and they're walking away saying Raquel's going to be the gal.
Let's talk about some of those deals. I mean, you've got more than a couple under your belt. Is there any that stick out? I mean, specifically like just memorable deal that you're like, hey, this is amazing.
Yeah. Memorable deal. Honestly, the one that I'm in right now is really significant to me personally and my business, and feels like a huge accomplishment. I am selling the largest property I've ever sold as far as price per square foot and overall purchase price. And it's a stunning home. It's stunning. It's coastal, Bird Rock, like La Jolla. I'm just really proud of my clients. I'm proud of myself, this property, like, and just what it, honestly, it's actually quite wild because I've sold a lot of like $1 million listings.
Sure.
But getting into this multi-million-dollar space, it's like funny how much I've realized like the people in this tier are so cool.
Yeah, nice.
So
a little bit nicer, a little bit more laid back. That
like,
$5 to $10 million crowd is way different than the 1 to 2, isn't it?
Yeah, it hits different. The people are just like so easy to work with, and it's like so refreshing. So it's been very memorable and such a good learning experience.
How'd you come across? How'd you meet them and have this all unfold?
Yeah, so it was actually about 1.5 years ago, right? So I do open houses like that. I'm very good at them, and I'm very grateful that I'm really good at them, because if it weren't for that, I'm like, how the heck would I earn business? But I met them 1.5 years ago in North County, San Diego, and they came into a property at the time. It was probably like $2.5 million. And we started talking and built rapport again. And they were like, hey, we're not like ready now, but we will be. And like, let's stay in touch. And so over the last year and a half, I've been like prepping them and like preparing them for how to get ready to buy a home. And so we've stayed in touch since then, which is a wild, like year and a half follow-up. That's like, not a lot of people do that, but I don't know, they were super cool. And we stayed in touch via social media, invited them to my client holiday parties, sent out newsletters, just like, you know, all the little touches. And then finally they were like, okay, Raquel, like we're ready. Like, you know, if the money's come through, like let's make this happen.
Let's do this, right?
And now they're buying a $6 million property in La Jolla.
And how did you come across the property itself, like, and knowing like this is the one? Did it talk to you guys? Like, how did that come about?
So they are, again, they're like dream clients. I send properties a lot to my clients in general, and I did to them, of course, but they were like extra diligent. They were like scouring Zillow every hour, like going to every open house on the weekends without me, because they're like, Raquel, like we just like we don't want to like drag you along with us. We're just figuring out what we want. So I will say they're the ones that sent it to me because it hit the market, and they were like automatically sent it to me. It was like an hour or something. And I was like, oh my God, like I didn't even have time to see that it was available.
Right.
So they sent it to me, and then from there I got them into the property a couple times. And they're like, this is it. And I'm like, amazing.
Is there any surprises or anything that's come up that's been like, whoa, we weren't expecting this, or we weren't ready for that?
Surprises so far. We're quite early on in this transaction. No surprises yet. I guess the biggest surprise is that it's a home from 1988. Okay. But this current owner put in like about $1.5 million into it over the course of 4.5 years. Wow. So it's pretty much a brand new build. I thought maybe with inspections, like there's going to be issues with like plumbing and electrical and just like all this stuff that like people don't. But no. So the biggest surprise is that there's no surprises right now. And I'm like, yes, let's keep it that way, hopefully. So.
There's something to be said for developing relationships and finding that right property.
Yeah.
But it's not always like that, right? Can you think of a situation or a time where you're like, hey, you know, this one went a little different. This transaction was a little different, and where, you know, your skill set was able to kind of bridge the gap and make it happen?
Like a deal that was maybe like falling apart or not going to come together, or
whatever. You know what? I mean, you've been doing this a while.
Just a deal that was just like a rough deal. Like I don't know.
I'd love to hear about, other than this absolutely gorgeous deal, I'd love to hear about another deal where you know, you and your ability has really showcased how you've helped your clients.
Okay. Oh, okay. I can think of one right now. So it was in Cardiff by the Sea in North County, San Diego.
Love Cardiff by the Sea, by the way.
This was actually, yeah, me too. Love it. So this was actually like 3 years ago when the market was absolutely insane. Like you were getting 20 offers on a property, right? And so it was like the odds of you representing a buyer and getting that offer accepted was really low. Mm-hmm. So I was really proud of this moment because there was a property in Cardiff. My clients were like, Raquel, we want it. Like, tell us what we need to do to get it. They obviously had a max of where they could go financially, but basically there were 15 other offers on the table.
Wow, there were 15 offers that you guys had to compete with? 15. And your clients were like, I've got to have this.
Yeah, they're like, we have to have it, Raquel, please, like anything you could do. And long story short, like knowing that, I was like, what could we do to stand out? Asked my clients and of course the seller agent to write a letter of the heart to the sellers. So they wrote a really beautiful letter, put photos in there. The sellers were accepting of it. My clients even went as far as like dropping off flowers at the doorstep. Like we talked about, we're like
stalking the sellers, please.
We're like, how can we make this memorable? Because there are 15 other like pieces of paper here. Like what the heck? So that was a big moment. And like talking to this listing agent again and again, like when I represent a buyer and I know there's multiple offers, like I hound, but like
respectfully, of course.
Respectfully, like, and so it's like, and it's with like a lot of grace and like it's not like annoying. I hope, but it gets the deal done. So I built a lot of rapport with that listing agent, and I was like, listen, like I will get this to the finish line. Like we're not going to nickel and dime this property. We're coming in high. Like let's make this work. Like I'm with the Oppenheim group. Like we're known to get deals done. Come on, you know. And so that was like a pretty big moment. That stands out to me. That was a success, but there's also been a lot of challenging moments in my career as well.
Tell me. I want to hear a challenging moment.
Okay.
Tell me one that you're comfortable sharing, because there's so many agents out there, especially those who are their careers now rolling. They are being successful, but we don't. They're not all wins.
Yeah, for sure. You have to learn to be really graceful when challenging moments come up. It's like really hard, right? Because there's a part of me that wants to act like I did when I was in corporate America, and it wasn't my business, and it wasn't my my brand that was on the line. And so I used to kind of just be a little snappy and whatever. I didn't care on the phone. But now I'm like, when moments like that come up, I have to show up gracefully. I have to show up with like, being the bigger person here, and it's business and it's not emotional. Right?
There's so many agents who are not
It's
graceful.
hard though. I will tell you, like I've had my mentor even call me out and be like, Raquel, that is not how I would have done it. Right. So a perfect example of that, which I think I did well, I handled well, was a recent transaction. I was helping a younger couple buy their first property together. And, the memes are true. When when grandpa and grandma or like mom and dad are involved in the kids buying the property, it makes it more difficult.
Let me come to the inspection. Let me tell you what to do.
Exactly. Like,
when I bought a property in 1990, this is how we would do it.
Exactly. And so that's what basically happened. And I was, it was all smooth sailing until grandma and grandpa got in the picture, and they yelled at me on a call, and I was really thrown off. I was like, I felt disrespected.
Sure.
I was just like, honestly, my jaw dropped. So that was really interesting, like feeling like, did I do something wrong? Was I not clear in my communication? And again, first time getting like yelled at in that way, like it makes you feel really insecure and like not like, do I not know what I'm doing?
Sure.
So that was really hard for me. Also in that same transaction, I mean, they were tough. Like those buyers were tough. They pretty much were about to walk away from the deal over $5,000.
Wow.
And I was like, listen, guys, like, I want this to work out for you. Like, I'm going to give you $5,000 to make this work.
I'm gonna kick in just to make sure you can get across the finish line.
Yeah, or rather, I'm sorry, there was a $10,000 discrepancy. I was like, I will kick in $5,000.
Yeah.
Hoping that they could just be like, okay, we're not gonna kill the deal over $5,000.
Sure.
Because the seller wasn't coming to terms. And long story short, I offered the $5,000, and they were like, hey, Raquel, like, we thought about it more, and like, we found the home, and we just feel like, we hired the vendors, although that was not true. Like anyways, let's agree to disagree. I did a lot for them, stayed up to 1 a.m. most mornings, like trying to negotiate for them.
Yeah. And
they were like, can you give us like another $5,000 because of that? And I respectfully was like, this is between you and the seller. Like, I've done my best to support you.
Sure.
And this is your home. Like, if you want it, take it. If you don't, it's up to you. But I've done the very best. So, yeah, there's been hard moments and, like, not knowing what to do. So I'm still
you know what?
out.
First and foremost, I've got to say, all of us, I've been licensed for 26 years. God, I know I look 12, but yes.
Yes, you do. What's your skincare routine?
However, yes, keep coming. We all have that, and every agent has pitched in at one time and like here, but as we get better, the ability to stay respectful and say, you know what, this is between you and the seller, you and the buyer.
Yeah,
it takes a lot, but the biggest thing is learning. Learning to like, how can I be better next time? How can I handle things better next time? And it's great to have the humility to say like, look, it's not always perfect, and this is how I get better. This is how I learn. So I love it.
But you know what I've also learned too, just real quickly, is like personality types in this business.
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate. I get to pick and choose now who I get to work with. But there was a time where I didn't, and I just did whatever and worked with whomever and
wherever, however, whenever. I needed to close a deal.
Yeah. So it's interesting to see how you could like morph and be a chameleon when you need to as a professional with those types of personalities.
I love that story. I love that share, because that is what it is. I mean, it's not all sunshine and rainbows for us to be successful out here.
Yeah, it's true.
As we're wrapping up, I want to transition and ask you along those veins, like, what is the biggest challenge that you're facing right now with your clients in the market? Is it having the right relationship with a client? Is it the market in general? Is it political uncertainty? Like, what is that challenge that you're having to deal with here in 2026?
Artificial intelligence. AI is killing us out there. It
Okay.
really is. I mean, we don't talk about it enough, but like AI is an amazing tool, right? And this is my whole thing around it is I personally use it. It's a great resource, but it does not replace judgment, emotion,
Connection, absolutely.
connection, like and yeah, the human psychology. Like people come to me, buyers will come to me and sellers and basically be like, "Hey, I chat GPT'd this and like this is what it's saying. This is our strategy, this is our approach." And I'm like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa." Let's bring it back. Like
Yeah.
I am out there boots on the ground every single day. Like I know what we need to do to get this to the finish line and to get you where you need to be. But I get a lot of pushback, and that's actually something, a personal challenge for me is like figuring out again how to like dance and tiptoe around this conversation with them, because people believe, and so do I in certain moments, like that ChatGPT like knows everything. Like yeah, chat said that, like that makes total logical sense. And so it's trying to be graceful of like shutting that down in moments that I need to during a transaction. Yeah, it's tough. I don't know, and this is just the beginning of it all. So I'm interested to see like how people will continue to utilize it and try to bring it in real estate. But that's been a challenge.
There's nothing better than getting an email with the prompt still on it,
Ugh.
copying and paste from like, here's my answer, here's what we should do. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, great.
Yeah.
The internet scrubbed that, and that was what we're
Yeah.
going with.
Yeah. I have my clients do that to me all the time. And I'm like, guys, like, although this is great, this is not the best. This is like, we've been around longer than AI. So like, let us do our job, you know, but it's a great resource. It really is.
It is. And with anything, the tool has to be cultivated and utilized, with, some oversight, with a grain of salt. Take everything with a grain of salt, right?
And it comes in, it makes sense at certain times, but yeah, other times, again, like I said, judgment, emotion, like it's very logical, that tool, but it's not going to replace like humans and what we're capable of.
Absolutely not. Before I get into my last question, I do want to throw in something because you know what? You're so great on social media. Everything. I see a lot of your postings, not just from your work life, but from your personal life. And I know you've talked about that before. How has social media affected your business? How are you, leveraging that for more success?
Social media is actually amazing. It's wild to me that like Instagram is even a tool right now.
Right.
Like it's really crazy. Like my dad is an entrepreneur, and he grew up in an era where he didn't like marketing. Like you had to spend marketing dollars to like get your name out there. Yeah. And we're very blessed to be able to have this free tool. It has really changed the game for me. It really has. Like I've met people through like across the country who have hit me up to be like, I want to buy a home, and I have successfully done that with them, who just find me through an Instagram reel, right? And I also have people that like I will meet and network with, and they might not be ready right now to buy, but I'm like, you know what? Like, let's just follow each other, like stay connected. And usually they're following the successes I'm having in real estate, and they eventually hit me up and they're like, hey, like, I'm interested in buying or selling. Like, can we chat? And I have to credit that to social media, because if I wasn't on that, I wouldn't be top of mind, and people wouldn't know what I'm doing. And so it's just been such a blessing.
Are you? And again, your stuff is amazing. Is it all you? Do you farm out? Like, do you have any hidden tips or tricks? Or you're just like, I work it.
It's all me. It's all me. It's a lot. There's a big learning curve with Instagram,
Absolutely.
I will say.
Absolutely.
I was really into it to 2023. I was like cracking down on the Instagram algorithm, and I was like, how can my videos go viral? And they started going viral. Like I would get, 300,000, 500,000 views on videos. And then eventually it's such a moving target that like it's really hard to keep up with. But I'm in a place in my business now where it's like, again, like I'm getting a lot more referrals now, and I already have my bread and butter with open houses. So Instagram is just another avenue for it. But I could be better about like,
Still, what I see is amazing, and I appreciate your feedback on it.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to wrap, Raquel, with one final question, and I put this because we've talked about so much wins and losses. If I put you in the time machine, if I put you in the DeLorean and you got to talk to baby Raquel after she got done crying after she passed the real estate exam, what advice are you giving her about what she needs to do next?
Don't compare yourself and honor the journey that you are on. I think so many of us compare ourselves to other people who are showing success, for example, on Instagram. And that was something I was doing all the time. I was looking at other people who had started in the business around the same time as me, having quicker success. And it really like put a damper on my confidence, and I was like, am I built for this? And so I think I'd go back but with all that said, like here I am 4 years later, the most successful I've ever been in my life. And I know this is just the start, which is the crazy part of it. So I look back and tell her like, hey, put your blinders on, stay consistent.
Yeah.
Don't compare yourself, because the journey you're on is meant to be your own journey.
Right.
And you will eventually get there. Just stay at it, and put your head down. So that's what I would tell her.
That's absolutely phenomenal advice. More people need to put blinders on, stay consistent, and they will get
just have
success.
faith. Like, you're capable of anything. Like, you really are. So many people will start something and like quit because they're not seeing the results they want.
Sure.
And usually, funny enough, that was me growing up. Like, I would start things and quit because I was like, I'm just not getting it. But for some reason with real estate, there was like this something inside of me that was like, no, just go. And my dad and people around me are like, keep going. And talking to strangers like who had been in the business, like, just wait, year 4 is gonna like, you're gonna have a breakthrough. And so anyways, all that contributed to.
There are dry moments in this industry. It can be cyclical, and if you're not passionate and if you're not consistent, sometimes it hurts. Sometimes it's tough.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Raquel Abrams, Oppenheimer Group. Thank you so much. I love having you on. That was just amazing feedback.
Cool.
I appreciate what you're doing, and I wish you all success.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
Everybody else, thank you for tuning in to the Cash Flow Podcast, the podcast where we talk about turning properties into profits. Stay tuned. We'll see you next week.